Hey folks, Aunt Diane here. I'm going to review the movie Chris Watts' Confessions of a Killer, which is on Lifetime, but I think you can also catch it on YouTube and a few other free places as well. The actors in the movie look pretty close to the actual family. The actress who played Nicole, however, is a lot more sweet and innocent looking than the real Nicole. The real product that Shanann was working for in the MLM, which is multi-level marketing, kind of like a pyramid scheme, but with products. The real life one was called Thrive, but in the movie they called it Strive. Maybe there was some sort of a copyright issue, I don't know, but they used Strive. Shanann was always a very positive person, working very hard to make money in Strive, which was the movie name for Thrive, even though she was kind of fighting a losing battle because unless you're the top person in the MLM, the money is not going to trickle down to you. Chris was working very hard at a job. They had two adorable little girls and a little boy on the way, and unfortunately, the family, the mother, the two daughters, and the little boy that was in her belly were murdered. The popular narrative is basically what this movie followed. And if more investigating is done, some of the things might change. Now, I have not seen the Netflix version, but I was told that there are a lot more realistic scenarios in that movie because it is made up of, it's not an acted script, it's made up of, taped confessions and taped, events that happened in their lives. And you will see that people can make their own decisions from watching that more than they can a movie that was strictly scripted to go a certain way, the way this movie was. What is the popular narrative? Young couple meets. He just gets really mean as time goes on, and he decides to go have an affair. And then he decides to murder his wife and kids and carries them all out to the car, which is caught on the neighbor's camera. And he himself said in order to not have a trial and cause the families more pain, he just confessed to it all, after initially confessing that he killed Shanann because she murdered the children. He had then later on confessed to everything, that he, murdered everybody. And he even said that the little girl, well, Bella, the one that's 4 years old, said, "Are you going to do the same thing to me that you did to Cece?" And he didn't answer. He just went ahead and did it. And just a little hard to hear, but squeezed them into the 6-inch holes at the oil fields. When the sentence was read to him in court in front of both sides of the family, his parents as well as Shanann's parents, they each had their chance to talk, and her parents, said, "You're a monster" and everything, and the DA even said, DA Rourke said that, monster murdered his children, threw away his family and all that. And then his family, Chris's family, got to speak. And they said, "We're sorry this happened. We still love our son." And, that was it. No mention of Nicole whatsoever. Because supposedly she was innocent of all this. Now, pretty much everyone has access to this movie. So you can see it yourself either on YouTube or Lifetime or even one of the free channels. It's not hard to find. However, There are 3 other films that I hear are out, the biggest one being the Netflix documentary. I have unfortunately not seen this movie because I don't have Netflix, and I really wish there was a way to just rent this movie out and without getting the whole channel, because I'm not much of a TV watcher. Hopefully it'll become available another way in the future. What I've been told in the little clips of it that I've seen previews of, it's done in a documentary style made from real footage. And a lot of people who have seen it said it's much more realistic than the Lifetime movie. Capturing Chris Watts. I don't know if it's out yet. I haven't looked. I just found out about it when I was doing a search. Supposedly it's going to be on Amazon. So if it's anything worth noting, I'll do a review on that, unless somebody else has seen it and can give an opinion on it if it's even worth watching. There's also a movie on the Tubi free channel, TUBI, as shown on the picture. And I have not seen it yet, but I definitely am going to check it out. I think that there are a lot of differing views among people, not only in the United States, but around the world on what happened. Chris Watts was definitely the number one person involved, I would say, and he's in jail where he belongs. But I feel he had some help, because it was pretty much impossible to carry everything the way he did, and some other investigations were done unofficially by other people who were involved or who were bystanders. And if you just stick with the case, it's not over. They say it's over, but I don't think it's over, because I think more discoveries are going to come out as time goes on. But either way, it is devastating that a woman and her 2 children, as well as her unborn baby, have had their lives cut short. And we need to pray for them and both of their families, because even though some people might not believe it, Chris's side of the family is grieving as well. So we need to give respect to all of them. I personally, as well as some of the other people who might have some differing views, feel that there was not enough of a complete investigation done into what happened. How many times have you heard somebody confess and then they double check and the person wasn't really telling the truth? He confessed and they just said, okay, the investigation's over. Have they never heard of accomplices, in these cases? And that's really what baffles me. Yes, he's guilty, but I don't think he acted alone. So let's pray that some justice is done for these poor babies and their mom. Shanann was known to have a little bit of a temper, and that's no excuse for wanting her to be gone. There were so many other factors in their marriage breaking up. None of this was an excuse for murder. But I could see somebody wanting to divorce somebody for, making them go into bankruptcy not once, but almost twice, and putting on a happy face for the internet, for Facebook live videos, even though they're suffering inside. And that's sad. I mean, everyone is a victim there. It's just not realistic, and that's what makes it all the more tragic. Let's pray for everybody involved and hope that we get real justice in the future. I love you, and I'll be back with another one next week. Bye-bye.